Another example of that global system dynamic can be brought by electronic presentation. Let's travel back in time. We're in 1995, where the first generation of LCD projectors hit the market. These products were addressing had a huge potential, but they had three major limitations. First, they were very bulky. The design was like a vacuum cleaner because you had to integrate a display, you had to control the temperature, so all the players ended up designing very big, very bulky product. And on the top of that, it was expensive. An LCD projector by that time was costing on average 10,000 euros. The second problem that you were confronted to is technology innovation. Every 6 months, the state of the art of the display technology was redefined. So there was a new generation of displays that actually allowed to produce a much better image, projection image than you used to have. Which is tricky because it means that customers always had a very strong incentive to wait before buying because within a few months a much better product would come to the market. And the third major hurdle that I already talked about, that people were afraid of using a technology piece for delivering presentation. If you bring that back in the context of the business model, this is what the business model of all the LCD projector manufacturers looked like. It was product-centric. They were designing product that they were reselling through mostly audiovisual and computer resellers to a target that was, again, comprised of executives. But this business model resolved none of these three hurdles. So the question is, how can you use creatively business model thinking to address these three hurdles? Let me give you an illustration. First, instead of selling product, you're going to start selling actually fleet management. You're going to rent the projector, the usage of the projector to your customer. Second, you're going to perform on-site setup. So you're going to guarantee your customer that every time they have a meeting, the projector will be on at the time the presentation is supposed to start. By doing so, you actually address the first two hurdles, the technology dynamic. Because if you work creatively with your financial lease partner, you can work out a model where every 6 months you're going to renew 1/3 of the fleet. So you can guarantee every one of your customers, that their fleet of projectors is always at the state of the art. Second, the perception of price, because you convert the investment, the acquisition price, into a monthly lease. So people didn't care so much about the price of the product. And third, you also, by that time, by doing so, resolve the fear of the technology because you provide a service, this on-site service, that actually resolves the fear of the technology. Of course, when you do that, you put in place that value innovation that consists in moving from a product-centric business into a service-centric business. The organization of your business model totally changed because you become a service organization. Your key partner will become the financial lease partner with whom you put in place this very innovative financial lease agreement. And also, along with that, your organization will comprise a great deal of technicians that will perform the on-site settings. And your cost structure will also dramatically change because from a product manufacturing organization, you will have the cost structure of a service organization. Lower cost of entry and higher fixed cost. But the benefit is that working capital becomes negative because you sell the projector to the final lease company, the financial lease company leases it to the customer, but you get paid for the product within 3 days. So the financial dynamic of your business is directly and positively impacted. And the same thing, if you summarize the impact of this business model design in the business dynamic, you still have these three core dimensions. Business grows because suddenly you overcome the major adoption hurdles, competitive barriers, because while competitors are still operating within a business-centric business model, you operate as a service-centric business. So you're miles away from competition. And third, cash flow dynamic, because suddenly the growth of the business generates cash, so you have a much less of a problem to fund growth.